I'm not a thief. I got my ID. Yeah. I will pay 80 pence a litre for what the fuel is worth. All the rest is tax. I do not pay tax. I stand in defiance against unlawful taxes.
Okay, so we're going to look at two clips today. And hello, by the way. And I'd love to know what you make on each of them. So the first clip is basically that we're told, it's about that we're told prices, fuel prices, are just market prices, global pressures, supply chains, things outside of their control. But what if that's not the truth at all? What if every time you pull up at the pump, the biggest cost isn't the oil, isn't transport, isn't even profit, it's the British government? Because right now you're not just paying for fuel, you're funding a system that quietly takes the majority of every pound before you've even started your engine. Tax on fuel, tax on the tax, and then more layered on top until what you're actually paying for the fuel itself almost becomes irrelevant. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. While people are working and being squeezed, commuters, tradesmen, delivery drivers, families just trying to get through the week, there's no urgency to fix it, no structural change, no real relief. Just a steady hand reaching deeper and deeper. So I'm about to play you a video which I saw on Facebook, which I just thought was quite interesting, and therefore I thought you might find it quite interesting if you haven't seen it. After that, I'm playing you a clip of somebody else on Facebook who has his own solutions how to combat this, which will be quite interesting to watch. So first clip, here we go.
The Great Fuel Rip-Off. Fuel in England, one of the most expensive in the world. Get ready to be shocked by how much tax is being taken. We are being taxed to the hilt, driven to the brink and ignored by this government. Workers in England are being fleeced at the pump, not by oil companies, not by global markets, but by the British government. Every time you fill up your car, you are not just buying fuel, you are paying the British government. Around 57% of the pump price is tax. Fuel duty, 52.95 pence per litre. VAT at 20% is then applied on top of that duty. Yes, that is correct. You are paying tax on a tax. At current prices, approximately 75 pence in every £1 goes straight to the Treasury. This is not a side issue. This is one of the largest everyday financial burdens on working people across England. The Workers of England Union needs to clearly state what is happening. You drive to work and you pay tax. You drive your children to school and you pay tax. Unfortunately for families across England, the British government just sits back and collects. There is no urgency to reform, and there is no relief as they are happy to just collect revenue. The government blames international pressure. The British government loves to say global pressures are to blame, but that argument collapses instantly when you look abroad. Take what Australia has just done. They cut fuel excise by 50% overnight, which meant immediate savings for drivers. It was a clear political decision by that government to protect household income. What has the British government done? They froze duty but did not meaningfully reduce it, and VAT remains untouched. There has been no emergency intervention and no structural change. The Workers of England Union clearly believes that this is not about what can be done. It is about this government refusing to do. Who is the hardest hit? Fuel tax is not neutral, but is deeply regressive tax, as it takes from lower income families the same as it does from high earning families without balancing. It hits hardest, to mention a few: NHS staff commuting long distances, care workers on low pay, tradespeople and delivery drivers, rural communities with no transport alternatives, shift workers with no access to public transport. These are not luxury drivers. These are the people keeping the country running. The big lie is for the British government to say, use public transport. That argument might work in London or in the big cities, but that argument collapses everywhere else. Across huge parts of England, bus routes have been cut, and services are unreliable or non-existent. Public transport costs are rising, and rural transport is collapsing. You cannot tell people to drive less when you have systematically removed the alternative. Let the Workers of England Union be blunt. The British government has created a system where You must drive, but you can't afford to drive. Why? Because the British government profits. That is not policy, it is a trap. The government has options that it can use right now. The Workers of England Union has written a letter to the British Chancellor, but we want our members to know our position before we send it. If this government is serious about supporting working people, it must act immediately, and we have listed 5 points for action. 1. Halve fuel duty. Follow the Australian model. Deliver immediate relief. 2. Remove VAT on fuel. Taxing fuel is one thing. Taxing the tax itself is indefensible. 3. Introduce nationwide bus subsidies. Affordable, reliable transport is essential infrastructure, and it is not a luxury. 4. Rebuild local transport networks, especially in rural and semi-rural areas where dependency is unavoidable. 5. Commit to a long-term affordability strategy. Short-term freezes are not enough. Structural reform is overdue. This is not just about fuel. It is about fairness and maintaining living standards.
Okay, so hold that thought of what we've just seen, because in a moment you're about to see something that most people wouldn't dare to do. A man walks into a petrol station, fills up his tank first, then refuses to pay the tax. Not quietly, not subtly, openly, directly on camera. He calculates the actual cost of the fuel itself and pays only that, and then leaves the rest behind, calling the entire system into question. Is it protest? Is it principle? Or is it something that exposes a much bigger problem most people haven't even fully clocked yet? Because if fuel really is being taxed to the point where the majority of what you pay isn't even for the fuel itself, then what exactly is it that you're agreeing to pay for every time you tap your card or hand over your poundage? And more importantly, what happens when somebody decides not to? So here's that clip. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.
Hello, my friend. I don't know if anyone's done this for you today, but my name is Tyrone Power. I'm a peace officer. I'm against all illegal wars, all terrorism in other countries, your brothers and sisters' countries. I'm against it all. I'm not a thief. I got my ID. I will pay 80 pence a litre for what the fuel is worth. All the rest is tax. I do not pay tax. I stand in defiance against unlawful taxes. I owe £60, right, for that fuel at 80 pence a litre. I'll give you another £1 on top. And if Mr. Esso or anything wants anything, you can send it. There's my address. That's me. That's me. You can take my van's registration, and if they want all the rest, but that is what the fuel is worth. I will not be paying any taxes towards what's cured innocent babies and children all over the day. My name. The government's not murdering in my name anymore. Right? That's what the fuel is worth. All the rest is taxes I do not pay. Okay? And if you want to phone the police, I say it's called standing in defiance, my brother. And if you want to phone the police there now, you can see that's me. Okay? I'm on your cameras. I'm a law-abiding. I do not pay taxes, okay? I do not kill people with my money in my name. So that's how many litres? That's 80 pence a litre. That's £60. And if Mr. whoever owns this garage wants any more, he could take me to court and I will prove that he's terrorist, okay? Feeding terrorism. Can I have a receipt for that, please?
Sorry for trouble you, but you filled 115 pounds.
Yes.
You said you pay for 80 pence on a litre?
Yeah, 80 pence a litre.
Okay.
That's £60. I've already worked it out. And that's more than enough, actually.
Yeah.
It's not even 80 pence, it's cheaper than that. All the rest is tax. Alright? Brother, so you know who I am? Thank you, good man. This is for what I need in court. It's my evidence, right?
Okay, that's
so,
fine, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, young man.
But,
Thank you, young man. You've got all my